be here impacting others, impacting everybody else in a small sense, starting with your own neighborhood. I think is important. You start at a small scale, and obviously you'll make big leaps. But right now, I think I was focusing on making impacts around the globe, and I started realizing that I was overlooking the the most powerful and most common sense, where it was my neighborhood. What's going on, guys? What's up? We're back. We wanted to go ahead and share some thoughts with you guys today. Took a couple of days off. Didn't want to really put much into it. Just really trying to catch up on my books that I've been wanting to read for the end of the year. We just started like a year. I wanted to do a book a week, I believe, and that didn't work out. But I was doing about a book a month, and really kind of slacked off lately, putting on my videos, working on my different platforms here. So first and foremost, I want to thank everybody that has supported me throughout the year. It means a lot to me. Thank you. I know I've said it before, but I think this is nothing without the support of friends and family, and even those people that you don't know. The support is always very appreciated, and thank you. So recently I was listening. As you know, I listen to a lot of Wayne Dyer and Kyle Cease, and how to move into more of what your inner voice is kind of giving you every day, and kind of be inspired within yourself. And I've been doing that lately. A lot of thoughts, a lot of contemplation on where I see myself next year, and where it is that we want to go with this channel, with the platforms, and everything else that we're working on. So that being said, I didn't prepare. My hair's all crazy right now. Sorry, no all hairy over here. Just wanted to just go raw with this video and just kind of give you guys my thoughts today here on what I've learned so far last couple of days on the contemplation. So was inspired. I was kind of getting tired of my neighborhood. How it's a lot of garbage running around, a lot of trash. And yes, we do have here in New York City, we do have the Department of Sanitation and the Parks Department. We have our neighborhood cleanup and making sure that everything's being taken care of. But being that it's a big city, there's a lot of people. Sometimes it's not enough. Sometimes the cleaning that is done in the neighborhood is not enough. It might take too long for the next cleaning, and by the time there's a lot of trash in the way and a lot of debris. And what I've been noticing is some of the neighborhoods that I've visited, because I always drive around here in New York City, the neighborhoods where people actually care about their neighborhoods or are more involved in the neighborhoods, they're not trying to get out of the neighborhood. They actually take love into the neighborhood. So people clean in front of their houses, which most people do, but because if there's a lot of apartment buildings, a lot of visitors outside, commercial, it's a lot of trash, they still pick up their, most of the time they have their own community people that go around cleaning up and put in the extra effort. And most of the time these neighborhoods are spotless, very spotless, as far as debris, littering and trash. So the neighborhood that I live in has kind of an issue now with the airport not being too far from here. And every morning when I go to the gym, I come back, I started realizing there's a lot of trash on the side of the road, and it wasn't very appealing. So I'm coming from a different neighborhood where my gym is at, and it's spotless, and I drive into my neighborhood and it's kind of like a lot of trash everywhere. I said, let me stop complaining, and let me start making where I live my home, and start I would say contributing, and start putting in some effort into it. So in the process of me starting this, my kids were off school, so I went and I took up my kids. They were home. They were going to be home for the rest of the week. So I took them. We ran over to the place where I felt like it was a lot of trash. It looks like it's been weeks they haven't cleaned it. So we went, took a couple of garbage bags. $20 later, I bought 2 trash grapplers, some garbage bags, and some latex gloves. Took them over with the kids, and we ended up going, spent an hour there, cleaned the project. I'm going to go ahead and post videos here as well. And the before and after is a big difference. And no recognition. We're not getting paid for this. There's nothing that we're looking for. But just the fact that we took an hour of our day to go and help the community itself. Because the community itself is not only about how we can give back in the holidays with toys and monetary compensation. Sometimes your time and volunteering and cleaning up certain parts that are really underserved or not really maintained makes a difference. And I drove by there today, and what a difference. We still have a lot of work to do. We still have other places that are being neglected or not done enough. So I'm gonna try to see if I can help out and hopefully ask for help. People that want to volunteer, and hopefully the neighborhood itself, people will see the difference and will start asking questions. And this is how we start something big, right? We start from small incentives, small ideas, to hopefully keeping the neighborhood clean and keeping it the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be nice and clean. A neighborhood is not a neighborhood where trash should be allowed. We should have it nice and clean. So my thoughts on that is, I think if all of us in general start to think more of how can we give back, wherever you're at right now. Because a lot of times, I know me, I wanted to get out of the neighborhoods that I grew up at. I wanted to just get out because it was such a mayhem, so much turmoil, so much trash, so much negativity, so much, just a place where, granted, there's some places that you cannot fix, but there's some places I think if one of us starts elevating ourselves to a level where we're able to give back, one of us, right? And then you affect another person, that's two, and then three, and it's contagious. And now you have a group of people going around making the neighborhood a lot more presentable, making it a lot more better, and even inviting the kids that are in the streets, have them share some, input some of their strength and their endurance in helping out and making the neighborhood look more appealable. Because, where we live is our home, and we want to make sure that when you come from work or when you come from I would say traveling, you want to be able to be, look at your environment and understand how important your environment is. And as I've learned so much that the environment so far has done such a big difference for me, I want to go ahead and incorporate that and share that with everybody else. So don't ever forget the impact of yourself, of one person can make, of one individual can make on a group or community is a lot more, I think, we take it for granted, right? It's a lot more powerful than we think. One action of yourself, even though sometimes I know myself back in the days, I would think my action won't change anything. I won't make a dent in this issue. But the fact that you're able to promote some positivity and some I would say, changing consciousness, also start conversations that we're not really talking about. With time, obviously, and patience, I think it starts changing others that are in the cusp of like changing, but they have that, they have as well, like, you're not getting paid for any of this, why should you care? When you start looking at differently, like, you're the one that should be here impacting others, impacting everybody else in a small sense, starting with your own neighborhood, I think is important. You start at a small scale and obviously you'll make big leaps, but right now I think I was focusing on making impacts around the globe, and I started realizing that I was overlooking the most powerful and most common sense, where it was my neighborhood, my neighborhood right here where I live. Just basically impact others by my actions, and basically lead a generation of individuals where everything is more conscious, and changing the narrative of I live here but nobody's paying me for this, so I don't need to worry about it. But at the same time, changing it to, well, if we want to make it a better place, waiting for others to fix it for us might not be the best option. And look how far that has gotten us, right? So just different ideas to think about, and to just think about it, and just really dial into yourself and realize how simple act of picking up trash while you're walking around your neighborhood, and you see something that's really bad, just pick it up, and that one bottle, 2-3 bottles you pick up, somebody sees you picking it up, they start picking up their bottles, 2-3 bottles. Now you have impact, domino effect, and impacting how much eventually that will clean up the neighborhood, right? So just in general, I think we need to start making impact with where we are right now, our neighborhoods, where you live at right now, and then we can focus on the grand scheme of things, right? Sometimes with these large platforms we're trying to make impact on these large audiences, but sometimes the most impact you can make in the beginning steps of it is where you're at right now. Where you live in your neighborhood, your friends, family. Start with that, and lead by example. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace.